What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're here with a sort of overrated, underrated, or properly rated style of concept for all of the fighters on UFC 299. I'm going to be discussing how they matched up to my expectations and if they overperformed, underperformed, or if they performed about how I expected. So we've got 20 fighters from the UFC 299 card, and let's get started with the winner of the main event, Sean O'Malley. I'm actually going to put him right at the top in greatly overperformed. Even though I'm going to say I did predict Sean O'Malley to win by like 50-43, 50-44 decision, I think a lot of people didn't, and for the most part, the majority of people's predictions were just like, O'Malley's going to outpoint him, he's just going to stay at range and outstrike Vera. But in my mind, the beating that he put on Vera, although I kind of expected it, I was like, to actually watch it happen was pretty crazy, and I did kind of think that Vera would have a lot more success later on in the fight, but O'Malley fucking shut him out for the full 5 rounds, dominated him on the feet, didn't need a grapple at all, and just pieced him up on the feet for 5 rounds. So that was an incredibly impressive performance in my mind, and I think he had probably the best performance of the card, and so with saying that, I've got to put him right at the top. We move on, though, to the loser of the main event. Chito Vera, I'm going right down the bottom. He greatly underperformed, I'll be honest, because even if, obviously, some people were picking Chito, but even the people that were picking Sean is probably just thinking like, oh, he's going to stay out of danger. Chito's just going to be going for him, but he's going to just outpoint him. But Chito really had no success in this fight. He landed like one body shot right at the end. He had one moment in the 4th round, but he got beaten the hell out of. We've never seen him cut open. We've never seen him dropped or look even wobbled at all. And he just got beaten up badly for the whole of this fight and didn't offer much resistance. So in my mind, he greatly underperformed. He had probably the worst performance on the card in terms of expectation and reality of what actually happened. So I'm putting him right down the bottom. It was a tough fight for Chito. But we move on to the winner of the co-main event, Dustin Poirier. I'm going to put him in performed above expectation because I thought he was going to lose, and even the people that thought he was going to win, I think they probably thought like, oh, if he's going to win, he's going to stuff the takedowns, he'll keep it on the feet, he'll piece up BSD, and he'll probably finish him later on in the fight with like a flurry of punches and get a TKO. But I didn't think that he was going to survive the grappling exchanges past the first round because my prediction of the first round was spot on. I said BSD is going to take him down, beat him up, and get close with a few submissions, and it's going to not be looking good for Poirier. And then I thought that would continue into the second, and it did, but then I thought that was where he was going to get the sub, but it continued past that. Poirier got back up, and he just lit up BSD on the feet. We knew Bonar's head movement was pretty much non-existent, but Poirier, to me, I'm not going to say he massively overperformed, because there was definitely, if you told me that this fight was going to stay on the feet, I'm like, all right, Poirier's going to win. So it's not like it was a massively shocking result, but in my mind, surviving the amount of grappling that he did, probably over 6 or 7 minutes of grappling exchanges, was very impressive, and then to get that big knockout was great. I didn't think he was going to flatline BSD and put him out cold. I thought if he was going to finish him, it would have been with like a flurry of punches, and it would look like the DeSantos fight and the ref would step in. But no, he put him down, put him out. So great performance from Dustin Poirier. We move on though to Bonar St. Denis. Putting him in performed below expectation, because I thought he was going to win, of course, so I kind of have to put him there. I can't say met expectation, because otherwise he would have won the fight. But even overall, yeah, maybe the staph infection had something to do with it. It did look like he gassed out a lot quicker than he normally does, because normally he can push that pace for ages. Like, he pushed a heavy pace against Moises and finished him late. So maybe it's just Poirier's survivability is just way better than all the other guys that he's fought, and that maybe if those guys had taken him into the 3rd round, he might have gassed out. But even the DeSantos fight, he pushed into the 3rd, and he still, he looked tired, but that was because he kept getting rocked. That wasn't because he just gassed out. So I think he did underperform in terms of he didn't hold his gas tank up. He wasn't able to get the finish on the ground. I would have liked to see him throw more ground and pound and go for the choke at more points, because there was one point where he had Poirier flattened out. I thought he could have attacked the choke, but yeah, he did well in the first round. Like, he performed great in the first, and then he said though on his social media that because he was suffering from a staph infection, he had to take antibiotics, and that fucked up his cardio. So maybe that's it, but I do think his defense was overall just terrible. So even though I kind of knew that going in, I would have thought he would have made a few adjustments and probably not just stand in boxing range with Poirier the whole time, because that's just a recipe for disaster. But I still like Bonar St. Denis. I still think he's a good fighter, But yeah, he did underperform in my mind. We move on though to the next fighter. MVP, he's going to go and performed above expectations. I might move him later on up to the top tier. I'll see how I go. But so far, just based off what I saw, I'd say, yeah, performed above expectations because I thought Holland was going to beat him. I did think, like, MVP's the better striker. I knew that, so I wasn't wrong in that sense. It's not like he proved me completely wrong, but I did think Holland might be able to catch him, and I thought if Holland wrestled, he would be able to have a lot of success on the ground. And he almost got a choke, but MVP got out of the grappling exchange, and he just tuned up Holland on the feet. And no one, even Wonderboy when he fought Holland, even though he probably had like little bit more dominant apart from getting rocked, like MVP didn't get rocked at all. Holland barely touched him. He just kept cracking Holland, and honestly, the only reason why Holland didn't get finished is just because of his chin. So great performance from MVP. Definitely impressed me a lot. We move on though to Kevin Holland. For me, he's going right down the bottom. He greatly underperformed in my mind. I thought he would at least be able to have success. I thought if MVP won, it was going to be real boring and he was going to be staying on the outside and Holland was just going to be getting frustrated. But MVP was cracking him up. Holland did not defend right hands ever. He kept just getting wobbled, kept getting cracked. Didn't make the most of the grappling exchange, wasn't able to wrestle against MVP really at all. And then at the end of the fight, he was just pretending to mock MVP's stance. It's like, bro, you're losing. You're clearly down 2-1 or 3-0. You got to do something instead of just whinging. Like, the guy's literally schooling you. Throw a punch back, you fucking idiot. But he didn't, and he lost dominantly. This was probably like the most dominant and most embarrassing 29-28 that I've seen since Merab Cejudo. I know that's not very long ago, but that's like the sort of thing that this is. Like, there's that one round that can go to the other guy, and then the other 2 rounds, it's like you're just getting thumped up the whole time and you had no moments. So yeah, greatly underperformed Kevin Holland. Terrible performance. We move on though, down the card. Jack Della Maddalena, I'm going to put him in performed above expectation. And even though I did predict him to win, and I predicted him to win by TKO, the way he did it was actually impressive. And in terms of performing above expectation, even though he was losing 2 rounds on 2 of the judges' scorecards going into the 3rd, I did not expect him to have that much success in the grappling. I did not think he was going to be able to defend any grappling. I thought if Burns took him down, he would either sub him easily or just hold him there for the whole fight and just 30-27 him. But he showed a good ability to get back up from some takedowns. He was never really held down for a super long period of time. He got his back taken, he got out of that. So he impressed me in terms of the grappling. His striking looked pretty solid as always. Like, that's what I expected. He looked dangerous on the feet, but the grappling is where he did perform above expectations for me. But we move on to Gilbert Burns. You guys might think this is weird, but I'm going to also put him in performed above expectation just because I did not expect him to have any success on the feet. I thought if it stayed on the feet, Della was just going to tune him up with jabs. I thought Della was going to win by first round TKO on the feet. I thought Burns would be rusty coming back. He wouldn't be able to find his range, and Della would just be cracking him with jabs and putting him down and dropping him and just touching him anytime he wanted to. And that's not what happened. Burns actually had a lot of success on the feet, and arguably before the finishing sequence, the more impactful shots on the feet were landed by Burns because he landed that big elbow and he landed that big right hand, the right overhand. So he actually had success on the feet. He was able to take down to take down Della, which I didn't expect. I thought he wouldn't actually have that much success offensively wrestling. So yeah, even though he lost, and he lost by bad finish and it didn't look good for him, he was up 2 rounds, and I think he actually performed above what I expected. So I got to put him in that tier. We moved down the card though. Peter Yan, also going to put him in performed above expectation. I've used up this tier too much already. I might have to change some things later on. But to me, I did think Song Yudong was going to edge out a 29-28 decision. Obviously, Yan won 29-28. So my prediction on its own wasn't that far off, but I thought Peter Yan was going to be more of a slow starter. I didn't think he was going to be able to land his shots that easily earlier on in the fight. Obviously, Song won the first round. That's what I predicted. But I did think he was still going to struggle a little bit, and I didn't think he was going to take over in that fight until the 3rd round. So I expected him to lose. He won. Therefore, I've got to put him in performance above expectation. Not like he shocked me. It's not like I said he had no chance. I thought it was a very competitive fight. I was calling for maybe a split. I ultimately went with unanimous decision. But I did think a split decision was possible. And so, yeah, the fact that Yan won unanimous 29-28 and clearly won the last 2 was very impressive. So, yeah, he's got to go in that tier. We move on, though, to Song Yudong. I'm going to put Song in met expectations because he met my expectations. He fought the fight I thought he was going to, mixed in some takedowns, landed better shots early. Look, I did think he was going to be able to keep it up for a bit longer. It did seem like he, not gassed, but just wasn't able to, like, Jan figured him out a lot quicker than I expected. So I can't put him in performed below, because he still performed extremely well and remained competitive for 3 rounds. It's not like, even though Jan won the last 2, it's not like Jan washed him and there was just, like, no moments for Song. Like, he still had his moments, but to me, his boxing just seems like a little bit one-dimensional. Like, he was landing he was landing good hooks, but he needs to mix in the jabs more, needs to mix in the right hands. Like, the body shots were okay. I would have liked to see him go to the body more, throw more leg kicks. But ultimately, I'm not going to fault him too much. I do think he fought about how I expected him to. So yeah, he's got to go in the met expectations tier. We'll move on though to the prelims. Curtis Blades, I'm going to also put him in met expectations. Even though I thought he was going to lose and he won, I can't say he performed above expectations, because ultimately he didn't look all that good, let's be honest. Let's not act like Blades looked good in this fight. He got taken down 9 times in the first round, and then all it took for him to win was for Almeida to shoot a kind of bad takedown and then end up under his belly, and then Blades just kept throwing hammer fists. So Blades performed as I expected. I can't put him under expectations because I said he was going to lose and he won, and I can't really put him over, because for me to have put him over, he would have had to like go out there and dominate Almeida and win on the feet and stuff all his takedowns. But he literally got taken down at will, and then that one that he did stuff, he just decided to throw some fucking hammer fists, and Almeida just shit the bed. So yeah, I'm going to move on though to Gelton Almeida. Gelton Almeida's going right down the bottom. A disgraceful performance. Look, he took him down a whole bunch, so you might be like, oh, well, he took Blades down. How could you say he underperformed? Like, yeah, I thought he was going to take Blades down, because you only have to be you have to just be more athletic than someone, and then you can take them down if you basically know a double leg. And Blades' takedown defense isn't good. So yeah, good job, Almeida. You took Blades down a whole bunch, but you had like no control time. A lot of it was just you were just on the body lock. You weren't able to take him down you weren't able to hold him down, so you weren't able to establish good position. You didn't throw any ground and pound. You didn't end up close to a submission at any point in the fight. And then as soon as you shot and then got stuffed, and in any sign of adversity, you just shit the bed, let yourself get hammer fisted, and got TKO'd. So yeah, rough one for Almeida. Terrible performance. We move on though, down the card. Right, met expectations, I thought he was going to win 30-27. He won 29-28, mostly on most people's scorecards. He got dropped in the first, so it's not like, I can't really say below, because honestly, if you told me RDA would drop him and then he goes on to win a decision, I'm like, yeah, all right, sure. But no really crazy impressive grappling, just a whole bunch of takedowns, whole lot of nothing. Didn't get close to submission attempts at any point, just kind of hung on RDA for the whole time. So yeah, met expectations, Scamrot doing Scamrot things. We move on to the next fighter. Kyler Phillips, I'm going to put him right at the top, because in my opinion, he had also one of the best performances on the card. Even though I picked him to win, I think I said 29-28 or 30-27, whatever I said, I was back and forth on this fight. At the start of the week, I saw Munoz a big underdog money, and I was like, I don't know why he's such a big underdog. Phillips didn't look all that good against Barcelos, but Phillips looked great in this fight. He schooled Munoz. Munoz had no moments. He beat him up the whole time. First round, he would arguably, like, I could have accepted like a standing 10-8. I wouldn't have said that was 10-8, but it was close enough. It was a great round. Obviously didn't drop Munoz, but Munoz has a great chin. And yeah, he just schooled Munoz. Didn't really get hit ever. And yeah, great performance from Kyler Phillips. In my opinion, one of the more impressive fighters on the card. So great stuff, Kyler Phillips. We move on though to Pedro Munoz. Pedro Munoz is going in, performed below expectations. I'm not going to shit on him. It wasn't like he performed awfully. He just didn't have a lot of moments. He was way slower than Kyler Phillips. He wasn't able to land much. The leg kicks weren't super effective. He did get eye poked a couple times, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, I'm sure that did affect him a little bit. But yeah, he wasn't able to get anything going. I thought he was going to be able to land the hands a bit more, maybe make it a bit tougher in the later rounds. I thought that's why I said Kyler Phillips 29-28, and I was thinking maybe even a split decision, was because I was like, Phillips is going to have a great first round and Munoz is going to come on later, but he didn't. And he just got 30-27. So tough performance for Munoz. He's looking like he's not going to be that ranked guy anymore that just kind of holds off the unranked guys. So yeah, unlucky for Munoz, but takes a big L. We move on though to the next fighter. Ion Cutelaba is going down the bottom. He greatly underperformed in my opinion. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to win by finish. Lins is like 39, 38 years of age, and I was like, all right, he should win easily. He's going to be faster than Lins. He's going to just blitz him and catch him. But yeah, he was too patient early. He got his legs chewed up. Didn't know how to defend a leg kick to save his life. Didn't wrestle at any point whatsoever, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, he looked shit. Didn't do well. at really any point in the fight. It looked like he was confused about the decision when he clearly lost. And then at the end of the third round, when he's clearly at least down 2-1, if not 3-0, he's like pounding his chest and screaming at Linz, like, how about you actually do something? Linz was gassing heaps in the third. Your only fucking big strike that you landed was an illegal elbow to the back of the head. So yeah, not a good performance at all from Cutelaba. Greatly underperformed in my mind. Had one of the worst performances on the card based on what I expected from him. But maybe I shouldn't have expected that much because Cutelaba is incapable of winning 2 in a row. So we move on to the next fighter. Shell Pereira's gone right at the top. He greatly overperformed in my mind. Again, I thought he was going to win, and I thought he was going to win by finish. But it was more because I just thought he was going to catch Oleg Jacek with something retarded in a combination and just put him down and out. But what he did, he didn't get a fluky shot or anything like that or some weird flying knee. What he did was just beat him up to the body straight away, hurt Mikhail to the body, and then ended up just jumping on his back and getting a sub. He probably could have gotten a TKO if he'd just thrown a few more body shots, but yeah, flawless performance. Mikhail landed no shots, I'm pretty sure, or nothing of impact, and yeah, he just dominated him super quickly and won comfortably. But we move on to his opponent. Mikhail is going to go in performed below expectations because even though I thought I did pick him to lose, a lot of people were picking him to win. The odds were close, but the fight did not play out like the odds suggested. He just got dominated from bell to bell. Had no moments in the fight, or not bell to bell. He got dominated from fucking start to finish. Just 1 minute of pure domination from Michel Pereira. He had no moments, got hurt to the body easily, didn't defend the body kicks, didn't land any punches. So yeah, I've got to put him in performed below expectations. We move on though to the next fighter. Belis de Spain is going in met expectations because yeah, he met expectations. I picked him to win by like pre-30 second KO, in less than 30 second KO. That's what I predicted to happen. I was like, he's just going to swing real big and he's going to hit Parisian and he's going to kill him. And that's exactly what happened. So I can't put him anything above that. I can't put him below. For him to have performed above expectations, I don't know, maybe he would have had to like submit Parisian because I don't think anything he would have done with a win would have been expected. So yeah, good win from fucking de Spain. Get him back in there again. I want to see this guy fight more because he cuts like a few kilos to heavyweight, cuts a few pounds to heavyweight. So, you know, heavyweights don't have to go through big weight cuts. So just get him on in like every couple pay-per-views. Like put him on the fucking Brazil pay-per-view 301, you know, get him on International Fight Week on the prelims. Just let fans see this guy fight and he can build a fucking massive fan base and become popular by just getting 20-second KOs against fat fucks. So yeah, I think that's the way to build this guy. He definitely, I'm not going to say he's got like star potential, but he's got potential to be a fan favorite and a guy that we can all be excited to see on a card. Like, he's got that potential to see where the fans are going to be like, oh yeah, Rebellis de Spain's on the card. We're going to see another 20-second KO and people are going to be excited to see it. So I want to see this guy fight like 4 or 5 more times this year, and I think that's doable. So yeah, get him in there against another fat fuck. But we move on to another fighter. Asu Elmabayev is going to go in performed below expectations. Look, he got the win, clear 30-27, clean win. But I thought he was going to get a finish. I thought he could go to sub. You know, he just did a whole lot. He wasn't able to consolidate heaps of positions. He didn't take Vergara down too much. Yeah, he didn't look crazy good. He looked kind of mid, but I don't know. I just wanted to include him just because I was trying to think of who I could put in, because I wanted to have even numbers in all the tiers. So I was like, who can I put there? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just put Elmabayev. But I think I'm just going to chuck MVP up to the top tier. Out of anyone in that tier, I'd say out of all of them, he surprised me more than anyone else because Poirier was losing the first round. Like Della and Burns, I can't put them in, performed way above expectations. Poirier, yeah, like Yarn as well. So I can't put anyone else in there. So I'm going to chuck MVP up the top tier, but that'll do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just an interesting little quick concept. Like I was going to do like an overrated, underrated, properly rated thing, but I was like, fuck it. For this card, I'll just do a UFC 299 edition of sort of overrated, underrated, properly rated, but with like sort of how they perform. So yeah, that is the video done, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll come with a few more videos this week, but there's not a lot to talk about. Card's dead. But yeah, hopefully we can just build up to 300. We'll have a good time then, and then I'll have some videos. But until then, we'll just couple videos a week. It'll be a slow time. But yeah, enjoy. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.